It's a little like suddenly the earth's moving under your feet a bit.
Susan and Edwin Nye, nicknamed Darby, have been married for 30 years, and we're looking forward to many more in retirement.
We're sorry to hear about the recent loss of Edwin Nye.
So this was not something Susan ever expected
Dear Susan, we were recently notified of the death of your loved one.
to happen at this point in her life.
We extend our sympathy.
Letter after letter of condolences on the death of her husband.
Medicare has asked us to end Edwin's membership in AARP Medicare.
But there's one problem with this.
Well, I'm not deceased.
That's right, Darby isn't dead, but the federal government thought he was.
My credit card was denied.
It all started in October when Darby's purchase at a local pharmacy was declined. When he called the bank to find out why, he was stunned to hear the answer.
Well, they said Social Security Administration has informed us that you are dead.
And when we die, we're supposed to be put on a list called the Death Master File. The Social Security Administration uses the death data to terminate our benefits and let other agencies know about our passing. But one typo can mistakenly declare you dead, digging a grave that buries you along with your finances.
You might think this is just a fluke.
This happens almost on a daily basis.
Attorney Joseph McClellan has made a career out of bringing people back from the dead.
It's so weird. It's such an odd feeling for clients because on the one hand, if you tell someone I was reported as deceased, most people will kind of laugh at you because like, wait, say it again? Because it's so comical. But the impact is the worst impact you can have on your credit report.
But McClellan says mistakes, even typos, can happen in many places, either with the credit bureaus, lenders, or the Social Security Administration itself. And most people find out when they're denied alone.
First thing that will happen is your credit score will go to 0. And that means almost anything that you apply for, if they use that credit bureau, you will get a denial letter.
No one is tracking exactly how often this happens. But the I-Team obtained this 2019 Social Security Advisory Report that said while the number of erroneous deaths corrected by the agency has decreased, 7,000 to 12,000 people are still mistakenly declared dead each year. Darby told us no one from the agency could explain how he was declared dead.
I said, well, do you investigate this? What happened? And the man said, no, we don't usually investigate these things.
The Social Security Administration declined the I-Team's request for an interview, but said in a statement of the close to 3 million deaths reported each year, less than 1/3 of 1% are subsequently corrected, and that the agency takes immediate action to correct our records, and we can provide a letter that the error has been corrected that can be shared with other organizations. But action isn't always immediate. Darby says by the time he was declared dead, the damage was done.
Was not resolved in a month. So when we went into our second month of the bank refusing checks, which they freely admitted had not been cashed by anyone else, they simply went back to Social Security.
Even though Darby is no longer listed as deceased, he and his wife are still cleaning up the mess, including the impact on his pension, health insurance, and potentially even their taxes.
I anticipate more things coming up as things go along.
Darby did eventually receive a document from his bank proving he is indeed alive. He has to carry it wherever he goes, just in case he needs to show it.
So the one good thing is that you've actually come back from the dead, and not a lot of people can actually say that, right?
I have a certificate to prove it.
Now, if this happens to you, you're going to need to immediately contact the Social Security Administration's local office near you and then provide them with all of the documentation they need to start reversing the process of mistakenly declaring you dead. With the news for I-Team, I'm Susan Hogan.